Hi everybody! It's been a while and I just wanted to share with you, kind of demystify one of those recipes that are out there that is so decadent that people actually think that it's hard to make cheesecake. We're not going to make any cheesecake today. We are having a Disneyland party at my best friend Kathy's house tomorrow, and so we're going to have Disney food, we're going to watch videos of the parade and the rides, and just have a really fun time. And of course, we're going to wear our mouse ears. That's super important. So what we're going to be making from the Gourmet Mickey cookbook is we're going to make the Fantasia cheesecake. That is from the Plaza Inn on Main Street in Disneyland. Super easy. So we're going to start with the crust, and you do need a springform pan for this. And so this is a retired pampered chef springform pan. This one's a glass bottom. I really like this. There's all kinds of springform pans on the market that you can get. So we've got our springform pan. Make sure that it's locked on the side. And then as far as the graham cracker crust goes, there's a few different things that you guys can do. I'm just going to use my my mixer or my blender here, my Vitamix, and I'm going to add a couple packages of graham crackers. And this is just, you know, the plain honey graham crackers, nothing fancy, not the cinnamon ones because it doesn't quite go with our flavor family on this cheesecake. But if you don't have a blender, you can always use your Pampered Chef food chopper. You can put your graham crackers in a Ziploc bag. If I can open this, that would be even better. You know, just put them in a Ziploc bag and pound them with a meat tenderizer or a rolling pin. I would suggest using a tea towel wrapped around that Ziploc bag though. You'll be a lot happier. So those are different ways that you can you do that if you don't have a Cuisinart or a blender to do this in. So we're going to take our lid, push that down, and I've got my little tamper here. Turn it on. Push. Make sure you get everything in there really finely ground. Almost. Oh, let's add some sugar to this. We're going to actually put a nice heaping tablespoon of sugar in there as well. Let that go. Ooh, looky there. I think that last graham cracker got blended. Okay. Give it a nice little shake. And then, last but not least, we have 4 tablespoons or half a stick of butter that we're going to put in here. And we're just going to put the blender on really low. Put this butter first. There we go. And we're going to just drizzle that butter in there. I melted this right in my little Pampered Chef prep bowl. I just absolutely love the prep bowls. Okay, let's get a scraper though. We'll be far happier if we take a scraper and get the rest of this butter out. And then of course we always want to scrape down the sides as well. So let's take a peeky in here. Here we go. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I just want to eat it right out of the blender. Probably not the best idea. And then let's give it another. Oh yeah. Easy peasy, you guys. So check that out. We've got our graham cracker crumbs. Take the lid off. And we're just going to literally pour this right into our springform pan. And then what I actually like to do is I like to use my baker's roller, which is this little guy here. And I like to just kind of use this as my guide to start pressing the graham crackers into the pan because we want to form a really nice crust. But then what I love about the Pampered Chef Baker's Roller is you have this like beveled little small roller on here, and this really helps once you kind of get this patted down. This really helps to get the crust right up the sides and pressed into the sides of the pan, just like that. Oops. And you have to just play with it a little bit until you get it a nice, even, pressed thickness, and then work both sides of the roller. And if you want to be messy, you can use your hands and do that too. No judgment from this girl. There's a lot of stuff I do with my hands too. But we're just going to pat this in, get this going. And sometimes you're going to have cheesecake recipes that are going to tell you to pre-bake this a little bit. This, you don't need to. All the baking is going to happen in one stage with this recipe. So we're just going to make sure though that we've got this nice and even. Climb it up the sides though, because that's going to really help later on with the, oops, there we go, help with your climbing of the cake when it's time. So now we've got our really nice even crust in here, and we're going to just go ahead and set up for making the filling. So we'll be right back. So we have our cheesecake pan all ready. Look how beautiful that is in there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do the cream cheese filling. That's of course what cheesecake is known for, is that luscious, decadent cream cheese filling. So in my KitchenAid mixer, and I highly suggest just about everybody that runs a household, you need a KitchenAid mixer. It's a workhorse in your home. This one is 21, almost 22 years old. Got it for my first Mother's Day. And so it just keeps on going, and I use it several times a week. So I have in here 2 cups of sugar, and I have 4 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese. And we're going to add to this a little bit of salt, and I'm using Himalayan sea salt. If you guys can see that pink salt in there, it's Himalayan. Sea salt's half the sodium, twice the flavor. And then our recipe for the Fantasia cheesecake asks for half a teaspoon of lemon extract. And so I love these Watkins extracts. I use quite a bit of them. And so we're going to do half a teaspoon. And lemon extract, because they use like natural lemon oil in there, I have found that if I add just a little pinch of vanilla with lemon extract, it actually kind of enhances the flavor. And so, whoopsies. And so I love this, and this is made locally if you're from the Central Coast. You can also order it online at HamblyFarms.com. But Hambly Farms is in San Miguel, California. They do their own vanilla, and some of you know it's been really hard to get vanilla the last couple years because the typhoon wiped out the vanilla trees in Madagascar, and that is where the decadent vanilla beans come from. So make sure your mixer's locked, and we're going to go ahead and start blending this until it gets nice and smooth in there. And ooh, I can smell that lemon, and oh my goodness gracious. So this smells already like heaven. And if you need to, just make sure you mix or use your scraper here and watch this so that it gets nice and smooth. And then we're gonna just scrape it down. And make sure your cream cheese is soft, you guys. You want to make sure that you are not putting it cold straight from the fridge, or you will be really frustrated. Now, if you're in a hurry and you forgot to take the cream cheese out and you need to soften it, you can put a whole block in the microwave for 40 seconds, and it'll soften it so that it's nice and easy to mix other ingredients into it. got a cheesecake here. All right, it's happy. So the one thing you want to remember with cheesecakes is they rise and then they fall as they cool, which is normal. So we need to let this sit right on the cooling rack for 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes, and do not touch it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually stick it in the fridge, and then we'll do the final step after it has cooled off. So make sure you stay tuned, and we'll be back in a few hours. Okay, you guys, obviously it's nightfall now, and we have made it back to the kitchen. I have refrigerated the cheesecake. It sat out on the counter for a good 30-45 minutes, and then I put it in the refrigerator to cool off really well. We're gonna make sour cream topping now, and this is not on your traditional cheesecake, but it's kind of fun for our Fantasia cheesecake. So I have a cup of sour cream in my measure-all cup, and we're gonna go up and out like a little Wonder Bra. It just scrapes the sides as it goes, and we are going to add to this 2 tablespoons of sugar, granulated sugar, and we're just gonna whisk this together and get it nice and smooth, just like that. And literally, you guys, all we're gonna do is spread this over the top of our cheesecake and stick it back in the refrigerator, let it set. And then what's really fun is you can eat it just like that, or you can simply put fresh fruit on top. You can put some of that canned pie filling on top. We might do chocolate ganache in the morning, but you do want to, with cheesecake, make it the day ahead, because cheesecake always tastes better after it's sat refrigerated and the flavors marry. So unless you're going to make it like early in the morning for dinner that night, I would definitely suggest making it the day ahead of time. But this is kind of the fun basics of cheesecake. We're going to take our offset spreader, another fun tool to get from the Pampered Chef, and we're just going to spread this around nice and even. I don't know if you guys can see really well, but you can see where the cheesecake was really puffy when we took it out of the oven, and as it cooled, it settled back down, so it's not, you know, as taller than the size of the pan, so it makes it really easy to manage now. So we're just going to spread this over the top, make it as cute and pretty as you want, or it can be messy, and we call it rustic. And then we're going to just stick it back in the refrigerator, ladies and gentlemen, and we will enjoy this tomorrow, and I'll make sure to include a picture of the finished product. And of course, before you serve this, you're going to remove it from your springform pan so that you have the sides easy access to be able to cut this. And always cut your cheesecake, ladies and gentlemen, with a hot knife. So dip it into hot water, and you will be so much happier with how the cheesecake slices. So enjoy your cheesecake. Make sure that you share pictures of your finished product, and I hope that you enjoy making your first cheesecake.